In today's video, I'm going to be back in realistic car driving with the GT4 RS, and we'll be taking on the track to see how well this thing handles. So with that being said, let's get straight to it. Now, let's launch this thing in 3, 2, 1, blast off. Awesome launch. Now, this is not my first time taking this thing on the track. This is going to be the second time. Well, not really second time, but the second time I'm doing a video of it. Because I did take this thing on the track before, but that was a very long time ago, before the game had some of these recent updates where you can like change the suspension and stuff like that, which is the whole reason why I'm taking this thing on the track again, because I did change the suspension and stuff like that. Because the first time I took this thing on the track, it handled so bad. I don't even remember the time it took, but I know that I had a lot of crashes with it. This time I'm hoping to do a lot better without any crashes. I'm not going to say without, we might have a few, but hopefully this thing handles better than before. If you did see the first video, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm feeling confident that the changes I made should help this thing a bit. So far it seemed like it is. I can't remember exactly which turns I failed on, but I know one of them for sure. It was the one at the end. I think I flipped the car there if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I flipped the car. I think I did, or almost did, but I know I had a major wreck at the end. But so far this thing is doing a lot better based on what I'm seeing. I don't think I had any major issues with these turns in the first attempt. I think this was the second car I took on the track, when the game just added the track in it. I think the first car I took was the AMG 1, and then this was the second one. But I remember having a bad time with this, but so far it looked like it has some improvements based on the change that I've made, because it's doing a lot better. It isn't all over the place. The first time I did it was very slidey. It had like zero traction. Like every turn I took, I pretty much had oversteer. It seems like it's doing a lot better now, which is what I like to see. Still a little bit scary on some of these turns, but it's still controllable, so that's okay. Oh, got some oversteer there, but we're good. As long as we don't crash, I'm good. But I feel like it's definitely doing better than before, because I know that some of those turns that I passed, I think I messed them up. But I like what I'm seeing now. The changes are definitely helping. Okay, got a big turn here. Don't want to go too fast. Still got a little oversteer, but we're good. It's doing good. I like it, because this was the car that I think was gonna give me the most trouble based on the cars I've driven so far, but they actually improved. But I know that this and the Viper is the hardest car that I've driven in the game so far in terms of handling. I mean, this thing was worse than the Viper, but now this thing seems like it's a little more controllable, which is a good thing, because I do like the car. I don't really have anything against it. I just didn't like the way how it handled before, but so far it's doing a lot better, so I think I'm gonna drive it a lot more, because I think I only drive this thing like 5 times since I bought it. This isn't a car I really use that much, to be honest. But in terms of acceleration, this thing is very good with acceleration. I gotta give it that. And it's also getting better at the handling. I think I can change some more stuff, mess around with the suspension and alignment a bit more. But so far it seems like it's doing okay, so I don't really see any reason, even though I still see some oversteer from time to time, but it's still very controllable. And I haven't had any crashes, so that's good. I'm not trying to crash either. I want to have a nice clean run. Yeah, it's taking the turns a lot better. I don't really hear that much tire screeching, so that's good. Now if you have this car and you do test it out either on the track or on the other map, let me know how it is for you, if it's stock or tuned, because for me, I feel like this thing is a lot better now. compared to when I had it before, even though it was a long time ago. The handling now is a lot better. And the handling alone was why I didn't really drive it around that much, because I didn't like driving it. It handled too badly. I didn't know that the game had those sounds. I hit the curb there and I heard like a sound like maybe I heard it before but I didn't really pay attention to it. But it sounds super realistic. Still seeing some oversteer, but it's nothing uncontrollable. We almost hit the barrier there, but we're good. See if we can hug this bit here. Okay, we did. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm glad we didn't lose traction there when we hit the little jump at the end as well. So far, this thing is doing good. If we make it to the end without any crashes, I'm gonna say it improved 100%. But I want you guys to, if you see my previous video with this thing or the one before, I want you guys to like make a rating in your opinion how much you think this thing improved. Because for me, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 for improvement. Because I'm just remembering that one turn where I had where I nearly flipped it, or I did flip it, and I would say compared to now, this thing is handling a lot better, even though I still oversteer at, well, I wouldn't really say the car or well, I'm not even sure I would have blamed it. I think I'm gonna say it's my fault for making the car oversteer because I give it too much gas, but as long as it's controllable or I'm able to control it, we should be good. As I'm talking about oversteer, I have another major oversteer. But I mean it's expected because this thing is rear-wheel drive and it does have a lot of power and the acceleration is crazy. So even if I do try to give it a little gas, it's still gonna give it a lot. But so far this thing is doing super well and we're pretty much at the end of the track. But there's still a major turn that I know that can give us some problem, because that was the one that messed us up in my video before. Turn at the end, the one I've been talking about all along. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Gotta be careful with the grass, because this thing is rear-wheel drive and the grass can mess us up really bad. Still seeing a little oversteer, but it's okay. As long as we're able to control it, I don't see a problem. Okay, this was the turn. This turn here, we did messed us up super bad. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip and add it so you guys know what I'm talking about. There we go. 750, not bad. The best was the one before, and I did it with this car. We got a 735, so I don't know what was going wrong now. But I mean, I did see a lot of oversteer compared to the previous. I should have probably got some clip of the first run, but I wasn't recording any at all. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys the setup real quick. If you do have this car, I recommend you change. Well, it depends on how the car handles for you. Maybe it could be different. But for improvements, I'm gonna give this thing a 10 out of 10. Based on my previous video, as I said before, I think the whole point of this video is a comparison to now versus the previous time, because that's what I have in my head. I'm trying to see if it could handle better than how I remember it, and it definitely did. So I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I'm not saying it's the best handling car in the game, but in terms of improvement, it definitely had some major improvement. So this is the setup for the front camber, for the caster. I recommend you changing the caster a lot. I feel like the caster helps a lot for the toe and for the suspension, the stiffness, rear stiffness, the damping, rear damping, height offset, rear height offset. I lowered it a bit. The wheel offset, I don't really think it makes that major difference, but I like when the wheels are a little bit showing. I don't want them out too much, I don't want them in too much. I kind of move it a bit. You don't really have to do that. I don't think it's gonna make that major difference. For the gearbox, it's pretty much stock. For the differential, final drive, I didn't change it. For the rear diff power, rear diff course, rear diff preload, and for the steering, I recommend you changing this a lot. Definitely recommend it. For the drivetrain, it's rear wheel drive. For the tires, you got the best tires you equipped, of course. But yeah, based on what I've seen, don't keep this thing stock. If you have it, you're gonna have a major problem. If it's tuned, maybe. If it's stuck, as in you didn't change the engine and the turbo and stuff like that to make it faster, I think you could still keep it with the stock, like suspension and stuff like that. But if you did tune it up, I recommend you changing it to your liking. You don't have to change it to my setup exactly, but you can kind of mess around. But if you did like the way it was handling, for me, you could do that. But I think this thing definitely had some major improvements. I like it a lot more. The only thing that I didn't really like about the car was the handling, and it sounds good as well. It's pretty fast. I just didn't like the handling, but now that I've seen that it actually improved, I think I'm gonna drive it a lot more.